get radical with 30 seconds. Come on, dance on the devil's head. Come on, come on. Come on, y'all ain't radical enough over here. Balcony, I can't feel ya. Pull your feet, everybody, let's go. I see you back there, balcony, y'all gotta come on. Hey, come on. So long, bye-bye.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
to bring balance to the housing market, We are formalizing the rental sector, establishing a clear, accountable system which protects both landlords and tenants and strengthens the integrity of the property market. Let me speak to you a bit about that measure, because some people are already misleading you and spinning it and contorting, if that's the word. That landlord business surcharge is not a property tax. Let's get that very, very clear. It is not a revised version of property tax. This is where we are putting a surcharge on people who are making income, earning income from their properties. So, for example, it's not on residential properties, understand, but if you take your property and you're renting it, but then you're breaking the law by not paying taxes, because that is income. It's a commercial enterprise. You're making income, and by law, you should be paying taxes. But if we're too long in the system, these persons are allowed to get away with it. You know, some of them don't even live in Trinidad, but they own 5 houses in Trinidad or in Tobago, and they're renting it out, collecting income, but paying no taxes. So everybody there must be a sharing of the burdens as well as the wealth of the country. And this is one way they will contribute to our coffers with the revenue. And at the same time, we can account. This is the accountability measure. So if you have any questions about that, I will be free to go further into it. But I make it very clear, it is not a property tax. The property tax was based on a ghost ARV, annual rateable rental value. Ghost, that was a ghost, just like the ghost in the CPEP and the URP. That was a ghost rental. Now, where they're real rentals, it's a real rental because you'll actually be collecting the rent as an income. So you'll pay your share towards the nation's treasury. I want to say also, I said it before, let me repeat, I want to make it very clear, this is not on people's homes. It is not on people's homes. So don't get tied up with those who want to take us down the garden path and lose us down there on the beach. Don't get tied up with that narrative. It is not a property tax. It is a tax on persons using their buildings to earn income, okay? And that income will now be taxed. To bring balance to the housing market, we are formalizing the rental sector, establishing
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
A previous UNC administration had democratized access to vehicle ownership by introducing foreign use vehicles to the market, making vehicles accessible and available to every citizen. We have since noticed the increase in the cost of new and foreign use vehicles as a direct result of the restrictive policies of the PNM. Today, I am pleased to announce that in keeping with our 2025 general election commitment to make vehicle ownership available and affordable again, I propose the following. Firstly, an increase in the permissible age of importation of private cars, that is SUVs, sedans, and station wagons, which are powered by gasoline, diesel, or CNG, from 3 years and under to 6 years and under from the date of Secondly, an increase in the permissible age of importation of light commercial vehicles, that is pickups and panel vans, from 7 years and under to 10 years and under from the date of launch. This measure will take effect from January 1st, 2026. Mr. Speaker, when the UNC wins, every citizen wins. A previous UNC administration had democratized access to vehicle ownership by introducing foreign use vehicles to the market, making vehicles accessible and available to every citizen. We have since noticed the increase in the cost of new and foreign use vehicles as a direct result of the restricted allocations are as follows. We will be the central fiscal 2026 allocations are as follows. We will be spending $8.766 billion on education and training. On health, we will be spending $8.214 billion. On national security, $6.366 billion. On public utilities, $3.395 billion. On infrastructure, $1.943 billion. On rural development and local government, $1.807 billion. On transport, $1.840 billion. On agriculture, Mr. Speaker, $1.13 billion. On housing, $0.662 billion. That's $662 million, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I am proud to have shared those numbers as to where we are going to spend money for the national benefit, Mr. Speaker. When the UNC wins, Mr. Speaker, everybody wins. The central fiscal 2026 allocations.
Very briefly. What are you expecting from the budget, Mr. Manning? Former minister in the Ministry of Finance. Fears, thoughts, doubts about the upcoming budget?
Well, the UNC promised on the election platform that they were going to fix everything, that it would be foreign exchange for everyone, and everything would be okay. Clearly, that's not what we have seen thus far. All of our economic indicators indicate that we are in for a very rough ride. And what we have a challenge with is all of the ridiculous promises that the UNC made to the people of this country during the last general election. And now the bill has come due, and it's obvious that they can't pay. But I mean, former Minister of Finance Dan Paul asked a very serious question. About $600 million of reserves are not there anymore. And he asked the Minister of Finance, what happened? Where did it go? And his response was that he was being unpatriotic. We are asking serious questions that deserve serious responses, and we would hope that we would get that in due course.
Any fears that the budget might be a little late on the 13th? You all usually had it a little earlier.
We have seen that this government is clearly unable to manage this country. We've seen that in almost every regard, every facet. They have destroyed tens of thousands of jobs thus far. So it's no surprise that the budget is late. We expect this kind of lack of performance from this government.
But will this actually cause any issues in terms of passing the legislation in time?
It depends. They're probably going to rush things. We're probably going to have some very long sessions in the next few weeks, and we'll probably get it done on time.
Thanks.
All the best.
Very briefly. What are you expecting from the budget, Mr. Manning? Former minister in the Ministry of Finance. Fears, thoughts, doubts about the upcoming budget?
Well, the UNC promised on the election platform.
What is full-time job ideal?
The Honorable Prime Minister, I was blessed, I believe, on Friday night after Parliament, where we were exposed to a presentation of what is to be rolled out in terms of employment creation. When the Honorable Prime Minister presents her plan to roll out job creation in this country, we will see a transformation of employment opportunities. We'll see opportunities in places they never had before. And what we will see is transparency and accountability in job creation. It's no longer going to be who you know and who can pull a string for you. It's going to be based on capability, qualifications, and the opportunity to train to move forward. This is not just a job. There are multiple opportunities to train for those jobs that are going to become available. But be prepared to be blown out of the water by the Honorable Prime Minister when she rolls out a job creation plan. And immediately after she announces, she started releasing pieces yesterday. Immediately after she says, we are going to do this, we are going to start doing it immediately.
Can you just explain to URBNC that what is full-time job ideal, you know?
Of scenarios, not just in terms of selecting the price of oil and gas that we are going to be using, but in terms of what effects will happen, whether we get or we don't get. If the price is high and if the price is low. So yes, there are various scenarios that have been played out, including the possibility that the price of oil drops significantly lower than it currently is based on our assessment. Right. So yes, there are scenario planning that has occurred. So we are preparing for those eventualities if they happen as well. We work with a multiplicity of scenarios. Not
So just by way of some opening comments, the opposition is of the view that this budget is fake and fraudulent. This government clearly is still in a campaign mood, and we're given the impression that over the last couple of months that we have been in office, that they have performed exceptionally well, not given credit at all to the policies, programs of the People's National Movement, which clearly they continued in many cases. If I could give a simple example, in talking about vehicles for the fire services and the breathing apparatus, those allocations were all made during the term of office of the People's National Movement. I also want to talk about the issue of property tax, which they have skillfully avoided by bringing a new tax for landlords. Every Trinidadian and Tobagoan has been waiting patiently to hear what this government has done with the property tax that they collected. A campaign promise, no property tax. The Minister of Finance spoke about a rebate. They have collected more than $130 million in property tax. What are they going to do with that property tax? The other issue is the issue of the public servants and the payment of the 10%. I raised the issue before, where is the allocation for that 10%? And for the period 2014 to 2016 and 2017 to 2019. It is very clear that they are misleading the public by giving the impression that they are giving this 10% over a 3-year period, and it is really a 6-year period. So when you go through the entire budget, you would see where they are misleading the public. Pay close attention to the fact that the oil price is $73.25. I mean, anyone can do the search, and you would see right now, depending on whether it is Brent, that the price could be under $60 or slightly over $63. So I will stop there for now, and you all can ask questions, and then we will answer accordingly. But the most important thing is the issue of continuing to campaign and really misleading the public. The other one, of course, will be the issue of the utility sector, which is very interesting. Two very interesting things is that they are taking all this credit for water projects in Siparia and Arima and a number of other places without saying to you that under the People's National Movement, monies were approved through the IDB loan for all those projects that they are making reference to. It's impossible from May to October that this government would have obtained funding to be able to do those projects. And I hope you take note of the fact that this is one of the, well, this is in truth and in fact within recent times, the latest budget ever. And very little discussion as it relates to issue of funding, specifically referring to monies as we have been accustomed to. Very, very different in terms of the way they have addressed a number of items. But the truth is that this attempt is strictly to mamagai the public.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Time check. It's 6:43. What's making the news? What's all the headliners? Most of the headliners is the budget. The budget. The budget that is haunting the opposition, the PNM. Till I am absolutely, totally vexed with the Finance Minister, the Honorable Dave Tanku, for not allocating money within the same budget. Because God is good and we don't want people to drop down. We don't want people to get sick. We don't want bad things. We don't wish bad on nobody. For counseling, therapy, whatever health issues that the opposition 13 or the opposition independent so-called them will need in order to guide themselves through the upcoming budget debates and the budget on the whole, where most people are praising, including the public sector, they are 10%. Drivers, where they're $1 off on super a liter. Many people, including homeowners, that don't have to pay a cent unless you are renting your property. You'll have to pay money out of your rent. Next good thing is commercial properties. Pay the money, including electricity. All they making millions of dollars. All is putting up all their markers. And yet still, the government ain't getting nothing out of that really. Time for the rich. Not to get richer, but to be stable. Still make all their money. But pay towards the upbringing of Trinidad and Tobago through taxes.
Bang, 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 bang.
A total difference to the PNM and the former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley, which he said make the rich richer in order to create opportunities for the poor. They make them richer And the rich never create the opportunities for the poor. They ride us. They take advantages of. They even kill some of us.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
By joining with the government and saying, if you don't take that injection, you can't come to their work. The government encouraged them in genocide, murder.
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
That's what that former government did to this country. Commit murder and encourage the private sector in that genocide. I believe that people are supposed to be held accountable for breaking that country, the constitutional rights of people, by in a subtle way forcing people to take injections because they have no choice. Either your bills, either your family, either your job. Because without your job, your whole life go crash. You're watching your children, you're watching your wife, you're watching your home, you're watching your mortgage, you're watching food, you're watching bills to pay. So here it is. Don't take an injection. We ain't gonna do you nothing. But you can't pay none of those bills. And you will lose your work. Your family will deteriorate to vagrant status. But if you take the injection, although you don't want to, you can continue working and paying your bills. Some people in live to continue to see about their family. Some people still end up out of work because they're sick after taking those injections.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
But what will you say? What people at some of those headliners? The lines are open. The lines are open too, but meanwhile, what's on your front burner? What's supposed to make news that not making news? What's on your mind that you need to talk about? What is called commitment. I'm not 100. I tell you that. Sometimes not what glitter. Sometimes it's not gold. When people looks good, sometimes they're not as good as they look. So I'm not at 100. But I still take time, energy, effort to come out here every day. To continue to educate, inform, mobilize, encourage patriotism, nation building, togetherness, unity. In Trinidad and Tobago, having a voice and having a voice of influence. And I will keep doing what I have to do till death do me part. So let's go to the lines. You all could go ahead and make your calls while I'll organize to and look for some of those headliners. 21% papers. Let's see what they're up to again. Go ahead, call up. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Yes, pleasant good morning, Andy, Mickie K, Lennox Smith, Trinidad and Tobago Central here. Pleasant good morning. First and foremost, Andy, let me say, thank the Almighty God for each and every one of you, which is yourself, Lennox Smith, and Mickie K, for continuously doing the great, awesome job that you all are doing, enlightening the country from right from wrong. May God continue blessing each and every one of you all. You understand? Because that kind of performance by all you are telling you really have to be a chosen one, Andy. Because that's what I have to say. All you is with breakfast in the morning time. Without all you, we can't function our days as normal. You understand? So kudos to you all. And trust me, if it had the world record, all you would have been breaking it. Because you know why? Right now, all you breaking barriers. And for that, God will continue smiling on all you and all your family. Yeah? Nice. Going forward now, Andy, my little front burner issue, I wouldn't really call it little, but we're going back a little bit and back in time under the last regime. Yeah? We would like to know, the citizen of this country would like to know, and we would like to see the people and them who, you take the word out my mouth, Andy, this morning, who was responsible for the people and them who has been forced to take this vaccination, this deadly, poisonous virus going into your system. Because a lot of people didn't take it, and trust me, they bypassed COVID, they bypassed this, they bypassed that. They didn't have to take no vaccination to fight nothing. You hear what I'm saying? That was a virus put into humans' bodies. You hear? It have a lot of people that I know of, Andy, Trinidad and Tobago. Here was telling only I know them personally, and plus I have family members who took that too. They were forced to take it. The only thing wasn't running on their eyes, blood, tears, because they couldn't fight it no more. But according to what you just said, Andy, you was 100% right. When you look at your mortgage, you look at your kids, you look at yourself, you look at the bills in the whole. Without a job, you cannot survive unless if you're doing wrong things, right? And
correct.
When they look,
You're so correct. Go ahead.
yeah, when you look at that, you say, Lord, if I have to sacrifice my life for my family's sake, I will do it. Because without me, I know they cannot function. I'm the breadwinner. You have to put it like that. Because the working class out there had it to do it like that. You understand? The bread and butter is a serious thing to them. You see, I don't care who in power, not really care who in power. I don't care who left politics in the last cold-hearted, dirty-minded, piping-sprung-in, dead PNM government. We want them to still feel the full brunt of the law. Trinidad and Tobago, listen to me carefully what I'm saying this morning, eh? You see these 4 vipers, these 4 demonic human beings in human form. We're talking about Rowley. We're talking about Stuart Young. We're talking about D.L. Singh. We're talking about Parishram. You see these 4 demonic, human-looking people and them, they were telling all you this morning, Trinidad and Tobago. We would like to know what is the outcome of these 4 individuals together with the set of dunce-headed, empty-headed, rest members in their cabinet. Other things will come up with them in the due course. You understand? That meaning the Alwari, and we want to know what's going on with the underage children on that. We want to know other issues concerning them, but we're dealing with this issue here right now. We don't want nobody run away in no concept and feel here what's going on. That is the end of Solomon gun. They don't work so. You do the crime, you have to pay the time, the full brunt of the law. We don't care if you're in the country, you're out of the country, we're coming for you. Because at the end of the day, there was forced the country, which is Trinidad and Tobago, to take a vaccination they didn't want to do. And if we could go back in time, Trinidad and Tobago, and look at when Rowley was taking this vaccination, I tell you the kind of comments come up on that, people already know that was a trick and trade. That wasn't no vaccination he take. You ever see somebody taking a vaccination and putting their finger by the needle? Or they will move the hand away from the white area and put the needle where they have to put it with one hand and joke that liquid into the system. Understand what I'm saying, Trinidad and Tobago? I don't know how some holidays look at things, but here what I'm telling you, we people use it as a magnifying glass to look at things. We might not be perfect, but we will be seeing the smallest error to the biggest error because you have ICC and SAA. And when they went on the TV and they was doing that, Andy, and Trinidad and Tobago, all they could have see clearly, people said that was no vaccination them take. They want to make the population feel like they're taking it and nothing wrong with them. You telling me, all they could remember, they said Rowley get COVID 10 times. Just as he said, we raised the gas 10 times. All they remember that Trinidad and Tobago? Well, right, he got COVID 10 times, and he was the only human being survived it. The deadliest virus pass in history. That man. So will you make out of iron then? Your inside make out of iron because everything was rejected and they run from you. The virus run from he. Right? And the whole cabinet otherwise. Yeah? They don't want to say it. This is alleged. One of the colleagues who have gotten it passed away by it. They hide it up and they cover it. But God don't sleep. As we don't say, they wear pajamas, but he don't sleep. So we as a citizen in this country, which is Trinidad and Tobago, would like to know what's going to be the outcome of them poor demonic looking human concerning about that. I hear Parishram get some biggest award and all of that to see. And you know to yourself, you taking whatever bribes for money that's done by the reputation will stain on your hands. You understand? So Andy has to understand that is the time about them. So we're asking people to please, the authorities know, we present government, to please look into that. For we're looking forward to get to see these people and them that hold accountable for these people and them life over lost. Yeah? So let me rock up here now. People with one people, one nation, one love. I love how Andy said, unity is the code. And we're rolling with that. And we want performance by the present government. Kudos to them. And they don't know everybody will get a piece of the cake. Yeah? So look to and listen, Andy, and it's that.
Good morning, caller. We're calling from. What's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning?
Good morning, Mr. Andy. This is Voices from Brazos Village. I just want to...
Voices from Brazil Village, call back. You get cut. I know your phone cut. Go ahead, Voices from Brazil Village, call back. Oh boy.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Pleasant morning to the ground report. Andy Williams, the Pitbull of Radio, Lennox, and Mickie Kerr. Because, let me tell you something, if you have nothing to say, better keep your mouth silent, or you had it for the 10 years going, You know what they do with the fire service? They had no trucks, no uniform, no equipment. And so with the police service too. They had no boots, they had no clothes, they had no protective gears. Or they're only looking for little falls from this new government they have here. I wanted to go back in times and talk about PNM, what they do to this country. For all the time it's down there with no mouth, no voice, nothing. You have voice now. All you have no shame, all you're shameless. All you have no shame. All you're shameless. Something eat out all the shame from all your head. All you're blind and all you're gone senile. All you're suffering Parkinson disease. Dementia and all kind of thing all you're suffering with. Get out now. All you have to talk about that next one. In both, have no shame. Talk about the underestimate and the overestimate. The big bill in Port of Spain, that is the taxpayer dollars a bill. The big dwelling house bill in Port of Spain in both. That is taxpayer dollars bill up with the big 20,000. In Edinburgh, 500. Why I get money to build that? I want all to come and say, where I get money to put up big apartment building, All I have no shame. All the Philly treasury belong to all you. All the Philly treasury is all your own. All the Philly treasury and Trinidad belong to all you. You have no shame to make appearance and give speech. You from Arima. You false opposition leader. Yes, you're only trying to overtake you again. All you have no shame. Listen to all you like the dead people talking from the grave. All you come like dead people talking from under the grave. Go in the cemetery and find a place all in. Go and look for all this spot, all the dead and gone through. Waste of time and all you. All you. Morning to the ground report again. I want this new government to lock up from Rowley, go right down, as alleged, right down to the last one who.
I'll finish that voice note right after this call. Go ahead, I just trying to mix in between. Go ahead, caller morning. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the ground report this morning?
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Andy. This is Voices from Brazil.
Brazil Village Voices. Go ahead, Voices.
Right, I'm an activist for the area and so on. Right, on that, the PNM for the past 10 years, we have been banding our belly and going through this nonsense for so many years under the PNM. Look at, we barely band till it going in, we stomach. You understand? So now with this budget now, we get something, we got a little ease, I should say, a small little ease. Look at, we get gas price reduced by $1. That is a start now, boy, you understand? And some people still complaining about this. What the PNM give we? The PNM never give us nothing. And then now we have a penny cool. You understand? Or a penny fool, I should say, coming to blab him out and talk a certain nonsense. Mr. Andy, time will tell. I want to tell our Prime Minister, thank you for the little support that she giving the people now, and we get a little ease. Love in the house, man. Big up the whole of Trinidad and Tobago and Brazil people. I want to big up my MP, Mr. Philip Watt, Councillor Ryan Rampersad, and Mr. Paul Bandu, always on the ground in Brazil. Love in the house.
Bang, 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 bang.
Morning to the ground report again. I want this new government to lock up from Rowley, go right down, as alleged, right down to the last one who interfered with the public post, who bring the COVID vaccine and all kind of wrong thing they do here, bringing the merit points and have plenty drivers and the breadline who can mind the family, who's having a little car, who's having a little van, who's having a little truck. All who have got the merit points from that wicked, evil PNM satanic government, call us the government. I want all of them to turn their backs on PNM and study about the horrors and the troubles they pass through. Cannot mind the family. 6 months they take away their permit for that. They pay $5,000 and then have to go through a crash course. All kind of wickedness. Want to bring property tax. Have people line up and paying. Old people frightened. The Lord. They lost a little property. They had to borrow money and scramble up a little money up in the bank to go and property tax. Wicked property tax. Eh? I want to charge you and everybody want to put tax and take away the pensioners' money. I want from Rowley go right down to get lock up, go investigation and lock up all of them for independent public post. They have to make a jail because if it was the UNC they do that, all of Rowley had them in jail because Rowley tried to lock up Kamala already. Make them go and search Kamala and take all the computers and carry it in court and they could go back and see for themselves what they really do. Them evil. They have no shame in making an appearance and trying to go and make calling media conference. They have no shame. They're trying to break themselves. Eh? PNM no, UNC no come in power. Because tongue in the woman every time she do something you go in and make big speech. Eh? All they have no shame. All they go on tour from this land culture and they be gonna get out and lose all themselves forever. Go and hire some helicopter and drop all some jungle nobody can find all they now. Go and lose all themselves in the forest. Get out. We don't want all they again. Go on. All this a curse from America and go right down to this country. It's alleged. Because where you get PNM from, that is the worst name anybody can name a country, a government. PNM what? What that stand for? Waste of time. Or they'll destroy the fabrics of this country and rip off the people of this country. Nothing they get from the gas and oil. Nothing. Or they only enriching all themselves, all their friends and all their family. Twah! Get the hells. Get the hens. Get the hens again.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy. Good morning to all the supporters. Diwali greetings to everybody. Andy, Rowley Cook. Thank God to Masha Walker. He has to pay Masha Walker for the court. Time she spent in court, and he has to give all the non-disclosure about how much money he spent to whichever one of the lawyers and them on the pipeline, the divers issue. So he cook. I think he had either 7 days or 9 days to bring up all the evidence. And he said the reason why he didn't give no evidence because he was trying to protect the lawyers and them because of bandit. So he care about the lawyers and them. He ain't care about the poor people. He ain't care about the divers. So in a few days we would hear everything. So one by one we will get them.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Hello, Andy. Good morning. Good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie K, Trinidad and Tobago. I am calling from Pitty Valley. Andy, my concern is what was going to happen to us if PNM had won the election. Because every day I hear them saying, where's she getting the money from? How they're going to do this? How they're going to do that? So what PNM was going to do if they had won the election? or else they have the money hide up and they was going to bring it out. This morning, Penelope Beckles, well, I think people shouldn't even worry to listen to Penelope Beckles Friday. Because every day she talk, she's saying it. Whether get and it's a Mama Guy budget. So 9 years they didn't Mama Guy people. 9 years they tax us for 9 years. That was I never hear Penelope Beckles talk about none of the PNM budgets. But all I could say is that time would tell. Because I know this government, they're not mad, they're not stupid. And we would survive. Thank you.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Tobago. I lock on late, man. I lock on late. Yeah. Anyway, I just get up, man. I'm on the road. Hey, listen. What Central saying here is true. I keep saying that all the time. Remember? I keep saying that allege that all these ministers did not take that back seat. I keep telling all of that. I keep saying that, and I keep my word. I keep saying that none of these people take that back seat. This all was a trick. Only person that take that can guy and died because Stuart Young wanted this job. They killed the man. He's alleged again. All right? Look into that. Very, very crooked thing went down there, man.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, Andy, and to Lennox and Mickie, wherever you guys are. I'm calling from Labre. There's a member of the Labre posse.
Nice. Go ahead, Labre.
Yeah, man. I want to talk to Brian Manning this morning because I'm listening to Brian Manning on a post-budget interview there and talking about what I know, what anybody with a modicum of common sense will know is a different form of PAYE tax, like you pay as you earn tax. If you have a dwelling house and you rent it out to a man to run a parlor in it, you would be earning from that. Hello?
We are listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. You would be earning from your dwelling house. So it no longer would be a dwelling house. It would be a commercial thing. So that could not be property tax. What the Minister of Finance was saying is that once you're earning, you pay. That is a form of PAYE. You pay as you earn. Brian Manning, I don't know where them fellas and them, the father must buy the papers for them or something to say they qualify. You sit down there and watching big people and telling them, it's another form of property tax, they change the name. If you listen to what the Minister of Finance was saying is that once you are earning from any entity, we are going to tax you. And that comes down to PAYE, pay as you earn. That could not be property tax. No how. So Brian, with your little fat, stupid big head, think when you're talking. You're talking to big people.
Oh God, where say? With the big fat, where say?
Big head, he fat with a big head too. And that big head is just to keep his ears apart. It's not, he don't think with that head. You know? Come on, man, Brian, all you fool people long enough and stop trying to fool people again. You, Alwari, Penny, August, Penny are sorry for you. You don't make sense, so hush. You're not making one bit of sense when you get on the television or on the radio. So best you hush. Hush. You're not making sense. And thank you, Miss Prime Minister, Madam Prime Minister, I thank you, and you start off on a good foot, and I hope you continue along that line. You and your party. Thank you, Mr. Tanku. And Andy, I have to say thanks to all your guys who was always relentless in this fight to get good governance into Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. You bring a laugh to my face, boy. Oh, God, oh, God. Oh, God.
Labre.
Yeah, Labre, boy, Labre. The original Labre pussy, man. Let me say a pleasant good morning to all the beautiful people down Labre, down there, Point 14, down there. Oh, boy, good morning to each and every one of you, man.
All right, bro.
All right, Labre.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Hey Andy, good morning. Blessings to Lennox and Mikey.
Good morning,
this
Pastor
was really
John.
A budget with a lot of foresight and planning by a government that really, really loves this country and is patriotic. When we see what's happening for education, when you see education could get the biggest chunk, you know that the Prime Minister and the government is focused on the future. You see, the thing about leadership is that a bad government seeks to win the next election. A good government seeks to win the next generation. And the UNC is about the next generation. I'm glad what happened, the NIS and stuff, because PNM was going to bring NIS to 65. They were immediately going to raise the retirement age. And this government said, you know what, periodically. So it may take 10 years, you know, to do what PNM wanted to do in 1 year. So at least people could still get up to 2028, who would turn 60 would still get 100% of the NIS at that point in time. I mean, the opening of the UV campus in Debe, the renaming and the recommissioning of the Couva Children's Hospital that the PNM put their dirty hands on, the completion of the highway to Maya Road, roads to Toko, and the highway to Point 14. Come on, this country is on the brink of economic blessings. I had a vision with the oil refinery working back again, the ties we're going to have with Guyana, US, and Venezuela. It takes a government with faith. You see, people don't know Imbut and they could bad talk everything. And in fact, I think Penelope Beckers was classless because she'll have her chance to respond to the budget, I think, on Friday in Parliament. And to come out there and keep press conference and waste down the budget, it shows that these people do not have the interest of Trinidad and Tobago at heart. They had 10 years to fix it, and rather than fix this country, they made this country worse than they met it, 100 times worse than they met it, and messed up. And people, I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing the PNM trolls with their negative things. And you know what? Because of their hatred and bad mind and stuff, I hope that they are left out and just watch people eat the good of this land and be left out. Things are going at a pace in this country. Guyana has passed us. Guyana is not the New York of the Caribbean. Guyana is the Dubai of the Caribbean right now. Things are happening at a rapid pace. I visit Guyana and I keep in touch with people there and I know what's going on, social media and everything. And Trinidad, I mean, we are there right alongside with Guyana. And we are more developed than Guyana actually. And we're gonna be restored to being the leaders of this Caribbean region. And whether some of the countries like it or not, whether CARICOM like it or not, Trinidad and Tobago is poised for great things. And I'm glad to be alive and to be a citizen of this land. This budget reinvigorated us, and this budget probably brought back a sense of national pride, you know, to people who would have been losing their way and stuff. And as I said, it's a budget with a lot of foresight. And if you would take your time and understand what the Minister of Finance was saying about that, it's not just a bread and butter budget, and it's not this kind of pecan budget and whatnot like the PNM, although he took some jabs at them, but they deserve that. So, as I normally say, this nation is poised for great things, and may God bless our government, and may God bless the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago for a long, long, long time to come.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Good morning. Morning to everybody in Ground Report. Andy, that man said thank God for Marsha Walker. What planet he fall off from, boy? It's only because she's a damn good lawyer. Eh? And around Logan. Look, man, look. Anyway, what I want to say is, all the people look out for comic relief on Friday. When we PNM opposition, or they're going to have a good comic relief. Watch out for them. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to stand up their head and their foot because this budget hit them for 6, right? We have our government there for not even 6 months, and we get what I call a street bread budget. Because you know starting, wait till next year gospel life. So people satisfied, we are all happy about it. We just have to take our time and sit down and wait and have patience. You will get everything because our government, when she says something, our prime minister, she will stick her word. It's not pen. It's never materialized, right? Have a blessed day, Andy.
Morning, Andy. Remember the Gary Griffith video? The vaccine video with Gary Griffith? That was the biggest fake video ever. The woman wiped with the alcohol about 6 inches from where she actually do the injection. That looks so fake. We all know it's a fake video. The one with Gary Griffith.
Andy, good morning. Orlando here. Andy, you haven't noticed something? This program started with happy feet. This program started with excitement. The program started that people are loving it like myself. Beautiful. Well done, Andy. I love it. You how it started. And the reason I believe it started this happy way, the words I'm looking for, is because the man from the beacon did not call first. He need to be calling last. The man from the beacon did not call first and upset the people there because you always talk with negativity and it. So I'm so happy your program started positivity and so, it's so exciting and people are so upbeat and happy feet they call it. Okay, Andy? That's all I have to say about that. I'm loving it. Talk to you later, Andy. Let's go. Andy, Lennox, Mikey, bye.
Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to everybody who's on the live. Andy, listen to this now. You see people like Rowley, Stuart Young, the one who was controlling Empire, I forget his name. Something George is his name. And these people and them, let me tell you something, Andy. These people and them should be charged and be jailed for state-sanctioned murder, A state-sanctioned murder went on there, You telling me only had 4 men in a pipeline there and only had 39 hours 39 hours to rescue these men and really leave these men to die in a pipeline. Or you know, Rowley and them have no feelings, you know. Rowley and them is devils in human flesh, you know. Or they leave these men and them to die in a pipeline. These men and them, you telling me these men and them as fathers, them as uncles, them as nephews, them as grandfathers, right? And you telling me that only allow these men to die in a pipeline to do a kill off the people in them generations? Only evil boy. PNM only real evil, you know. And you see you madam penniless, and you with a fat. Oh go only get up the people TV now. But I really can't blame all it too, I had to blame this waste of time, fake and fraudulent media called CNC3 and TV6. I call it all the name. Because all is not journalists, you know. All is analysts. All is the biggest sort of waste of time in this country. Only fueling bacchanal in the country. With this waste of time PNM. Look, boy, God bless her. Have a bless everybody.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Andy, good morning to you, Lennox, Mikey, Newbie, and to everybody out there. Petey Valley, you all right? Penny is a failure. She is a big failure, a weak belly failure. So she had to try to come and say something now. No, to try to show PNM supporters that she knows what she's talking about, right? For years, that's right, for 10 budgets, all we were getting is tax, nothing to benefit anybody. Penny didn't have a word to say to the pensioners and them when we never got anything for 10 years. And as a matter of fact, Amber took away our automatic NIS increase. Penny didn't say anything but coming to talk now about this is a fake budget and a fraudulent budget. Well, she must know because she's the expert. She's the expert on fakes and frauds. You hear? She sat down here playing deaf, dumb, and blind for how many years? That's why Mrs. Pasabi says I had to ask her. You were planning minister for 10 years. 5 years, sorry. What have you planned? What have you brought to the country? Absolutely nothing. Nothing. But you're trying to win favors with the rest of them, but they still don't like you, Penny. They still try to get you out. I'm bringing young lie. That's what they're doing. You're talking about fake and fraud? And that is why Arnold Roberts exposed him but lies with the 001. He exposed them and they're going to expose them more. Maxine Richards, come jump up now. What nonsense they're talking about that it didn't have VAT on vegetables or whatever. But why didn't we feel it in our pockets? Why? I don't know what she's talking about. Why she don't go and make some mass and shut him out and sit down in a corner? You're coming to put out a list about items, vegetables and things that were removed. How many people felt it in their pockets? Nobody. PNM never did anything to benefit anybody in this country. Nothing. Look at how many years, Andy. Look at how many years Camille Robinson Regis boast about how many women Mrs. Pasabi says is misogynistic. She don't have enough women in her cabinet. Look at how many women were in the PNM cabinet and nobody ever thought about the period project. Nobody, not one of them. You hear? And all they coming to talk about people. All they coming to talk about fraud and fake and fraud. Penny, you're the biggest. You're a fake because you sat down for 9 years and 7 months, 3,540 days, and you never one day lifted a finger to help the poor in this country. Not even when Donna Cox called them greedy, needy and greedy, and they were double dipping. When she took away their food cards and everything from the disabled people, you sat down there. And now you coming to talk? Woman, let me tell you something, eh? You are just comic relief. Everybody's laughing at you. You and the other 19 opposition members, the other 19 opposition leaders, I correct that. 19 opposition leaders. None can tell the other to come back. Andy, good morning again to you, Lennox, Mickie, you be and to everybody out here. Well, yesterday I had a good laugh when I heard a caller talking about the bashing of the African woman. Imagine that. So it's okay not to don't bash African woman, but it's all right to bash the Indian. It's all right. But it's all right to bash the Indian woman. The same Indian woman always bashing on the PNM radio station that get box that they lie and say get box ring contract. We wouldn't forget the bashing of Shanti Bodram. But how come we ain't hearing nothing about how much houses and things Foster Cummins have? Because that time you was with you were with the PNM, so you didn't have nothing to say about them. How come? But Andy, I had a good laugh too when Lennox raised it yesterday when he said that Imbert fall in his own trap, he fall in his own net with this new house tax. It's good for them. He and Faris and all of them, all they feel, all they could do all they want and get away with it. No, all you have to pay now. All you have to pay, not only the poor man must pay, all you have to pay too. Thanks, Andy.
Morning, everybody. Yeah, so I want to thank Ms. Central for bringing up that COVID-19 thing. It just seemed like the world has just dropped that like a hot potato. So much went wrong there, and it looks like nobody wants to even look at it. So whenever things go wrong in that manner, a watershed moment that the world wasn't ready for, didn't know how to handle it and so on and whatever, what you do so that should it happen again, you would have a response, a way of dealing with it, is you have a commission of inquiry. That is the real function of commissions of inquiry. Because the function of Parliament, one of the functions is oversight. What's going right, what's going wrong in the country, and how do we fix it? Do we need to create law around it? So a commission of inquiry would investigate exactly what went wrong and apply remedies where necessary and create law when necessary, if necessary. Because so much went wrong. So much, everything from, so we are supposed to be a Western liberal democracy. Right? We are supposed to have human rights, the individual human right. We are a republic too. So the republic is each citizen. We are supposed to, that system is supposed to respect the free will of individual citizens, unless you break the law. Right? And that COVID-19 thing was a massive violation of it. Everything from you're forcing people to take experimental drugs, and experimental on two levels, because that was not a vaccine. That was a classification of drugs known as genetic modification, right? Where you everyone who took that now is now genetically modified. That sort of drug is not generally certified around the world, right? That's experimental, and it's experimental on the level of mRNA technology delivering this thing that will modify you to create spike protein, apparently forever. The argument was, no, they will only do it for about 2 weeks and then it will stop. Nope, it's still going. And what that has done is created continuous, a chronic inflammatory state in your body, and now your own body is killing itself. They've created an autoimmune disease, right? And the violations are beyond that. So, for example, citizens of this country were disallowed from re-entering. The world is at war, and your citizens, the whole concept of a republic, again, the citizen is the republic. How can you be denied entry into your homeland? Find a way. You are the state. Each citizen is the state. Find a way to bring them in safe. While the Hilton was sitting, housing the cricket, the World Cricket people, whatever I forget what they call them. Why didn't they use Hilton I made a suggestion here. Bring in, there's 800 and something rooms. Use those rooms to bring in quarantine people, quarantine Trinidadians who wanted to come home. Right? So, all these things need to be looked into. And if law needs to be written, and certainly those who would have taken it, now I didn't take it, but those who would have taken it, what is the compensation going to be like? Right? That has to be discussed. Now, nobody's discussing it. Certain countries are, the UK, so on. Trinidad needs to discuss it. And the place to discuss that is Parliament, nowhere else. And next thing we have to discuss is this thing with the WHO, where in future, so they've created this treaty where any country that basically is a sign on to the United Nations, if another pandemic or global emergency, and that's a big broad spectrum, nobody really knows what they're talking about, were to happen again, the WHO will now have special powers, basically become the law, kind of like martial law, and any edict that they come out with basically will be law that all countries have to follow. So for those who would have resisted, like myself, and didn't take it, you'd be breaking the law, and they can then do you what they want to do you. Right? We are almost, I am like 99% sure, we are now signed on to that. And we need to discuss as a nation, do we want to be? Right? And again, the only place for that to happen is Parliament. So, Miss Central, bravo, good on you for bringing that up. And it needs to come back on the table. Definitely.
Lennox Smith, a pleasant good morning to you. While we await your calls, the phone is back on while I was playing all those voices.
Pleasant morning to you as well, my friend. Are you hearing me loud and clear?
Loud and clear. You're looking clearer. You're looking clearer, like you're fixed.
Yeah. I got back my prime camera, my main camera. Yes. A pleasant good morning to all at Century, East, West, South, South Central, our friends in Tobago, and wherever you are, streaming on the World Wide Web. A pleasant good day to you. Yes. Quite a lot of information that is emanating and discussion, of course, surrounding the national budget that was presented on Monday. Indeed, of course, we will hear more and more details after, of course, the presentation in equal measure in terms of time. I don't expect Penelope Beckers has the capacity or sufficient information to last 3 and something hours. Because of course, that is the norm, that is the convention, that whatever time the presenter takes, that the opposition will respond in kind. So I don't expect that length of time. I expect a sort of Panday type theatrical performance. And then, of course, because you see, one of our main issue will be URP, CPEP, and the forestry rehabilitation program. And I think the Prime Minister studiously gave sufficient information, not to be as elaborate as possible, but yet still to indicate to her that there is a solution to the problem. So she doesn't want to put, I'm sure she doesn't want to be preemptive, and then she make a categorical statement that will be fresh in the people's mind in the Parliament and outside of the Parliament, and then find herself, of course, in a monkey's pants. I think that is the tragedy, or put another way, that is the dilemma that the opposition leader faces. Of course, generally, I don't think she has much information, much leeway to criticize the budget. It has been balanced. It has been a very visionary and, of course, forward-thinking, and is nestled, of course, in the concept that the manifesto of the UNC has become, of course, the policy document, and not unique to this administration, because we have seen it in previous administrations, whether it's PNM or whether it be NAI, and whether it be any other entity that would have, of course, predated this particular administration, even in the pandemic time. So it's very interesting times ahead. Of course, I want to mention, I think for the first time on the program, those allocations that would have been, the budget would have been, of course, divided into, if you want to call it that, the major ones, of course, education and training, of course, receiving, and I'm just going to round it off to the 100 million. Well, of course, the billion, sorry. So around 8 billion, just over $8 billion, education and training. And then health, of course, 8 billion. National security, 6 billion, just above 6 billion. Public utilities, 3 billion, just above 3 billion. Infrastructure, of course, that would be works and other such infrastructural type initiative, and clearly part and parcel of the PSIP, what is called the Public Sector Investment Program, just above 1 billion. And then the rural development and the local government is just above 1 billion. Then we have, of course, transport, just above 1 billion. In fact, I'll mention the exact figure that I have here before me, 1.840 billion. I say that for of course, busman Mako busman to, of course, make some kind of comment what he would have expected with that kind of money.
But what in the Guardian here, I'm also seeing where the budget, the headliners in the Guardian saying budget hangover. They're saying Wetco appeals for level playing field after Tanku's tax hike. After Tanku tax hike.
Who's saying that?
Wetco appeals for a level playing field.
Oh, that's
the tobacco company.
That's which
the tobacco cigarette company. Wetco, the Caribbean cigarette company.
Wetco, right? Okay, right. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
and
well, of course,
bar owners to pass increase on the cost.
They were harsh on syntax.
Yeah.
Yet syntax got some beaten. The syntax, they call it the syntax because it really brings further pressure the product or the industry that these people are engaged in, whether it be alcoholic or whether it be tobacco and other such products. It takes a toll on the health system. Let's face it, because of course people are exposed to all kinds of disease, and mental as well as physical cancer, etc. So it is normal for that industry to take the hit. But I can tell you that there is an economic philosophy that says that there is always some kind of even though higher price would mean the reduction in demand in these particular areas, it appears that it remains constant. I forget what was the term that is used. There's a particular graph in economics that shows that no matter how high you put the price, people still purchase it.
Well, at least we will get taxes.
Of course, the government recognize, I suppose,
hold 1 minute,
those two factors. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, but all 1 minute caller again, Mami Roadbook. But at least the government will still get back a little coffers from that. Not only that, people are already talking about high price raise with the bars and shops and things when it comes to cigarettes and alcohol without the same businesses. Let me see if all the price for case of Stag or Carib remains the same. Let me see if all the cartoon or cigarette half pack and pack. Let me see how much it go up to. Or
because you see, demand doesn't change, and
exactly
these companies know that. So you could put it, as I said, as high as you want. People with that kind of habit will continue, of course, to patronize or support that, even though they may complain, yes, at the beginning. What I am concerned about, however, is that the taxi drivers and the associations are responsible for commuting people to and fro, whether to jobs, recreation, or otherwise. They are saying that their prices will not, their fare will not, of course, drop. And I thought,
yeah, but they say that.
Quick,
but they say that because
they were quick when it raised to raise.
Yeah.
But now that it has dropped, at least super gasoline, those vehicles that are using super, one expect that it will fall.
No, but they
that,
said
that seemed not to be the case. Go
no,
ahead.
but they said that they cannot drop their price because they don't use super. They say they use premium, and the Maxi say they're using diesel. So they say they can't drop the price because they don't lose super.
All right, okay. All right, no problem. The proof of the pudding, of course, in their sincerity is when on the next occasion
when they drop the diesel or the premium.
Fall. Let me see what they would say. All right.
Go ahead, Mommy Roadbrook. Yeah.
They may well say that super already fall by $1, so there's no need for them to drop anything. And this kind of ridiculous argument that they come up with. They sound like Rowley and Imbert and all the others, including, of course, the current leader of the opposition. Agriculture, of course, just above $1 billion, and housing just under $1 billion.
Nice. Mommy Roadbrook, go ahead. As you done, we will continue while we taking calls. Me and Lennox will be debating. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Andy, I want the people to prepare themselves for the biggest ever comedy show in Trinidad and Tobago that is coming up next week, when them 13 clowns, them 13 gangsters in Parliament come to debate this budget. Now tell me, for the sensible, intelligent, ambitious people who were living here for the past 10 years, exactly what could Penny and she gang come and say to the people that would be making any sense? That would be any truth? We were here, we saw, we experienced how you mash up this country for 10 years, and now all you're coming with all your shameless self to criticize this budget? Here now, all you make a budget for what? For 9 years, and every budget was pressure. All you hear with this budget here, Monday, all you hear, electricity going up, all you hear, water going up, all you hear, we had to pay property tax, all you hear, we had to tighten, we built till 2027, all you didn't hear anything, so, you understand? It is the first budget, you understand? The first budget, you understand? And they did, and they gave as much as was possible. As a matter, it was magical, because trust me, if was PNM making this budget with the state of the economy, we would have, whatever little change we have now, it would have end up to zero. You understand? So all your cool, all your set. So all your opposition, all your, I wish all, you see just all your walk out of Parliament, I wish all you could have stayed out. Because all you're coming to do is to talk and lie and waste people's time. So let me tell you, when all you're talking, just remember, all you're talking to them PNM till they're dead dance. All you're talking to intelligent, ambitious people. You understand? And then another thing, you know, we in this country have to keep it real, you know. We have to mature, you know. We have to look at things in a different way. You hear? This is a new government. We get changed, and we have to change our attitude, change our mindset. Plenty things have to change, you understand? And plenty we have to look in the mirror and be truthful. They're talking about rum going up and cigarette going up. So what? If you like your rum and you want to smoke and kill yourself, continue doing it. And then some people here, these people in plane, they can put a spin on thing, you know. They're talking about the thing on the port going up to by 100%. When you hear Minister Alexander explain, Philip Alexander explained yesterday, these people, the increase, there's be just sense, you know. But there's one people to believe that thing going up so high and they have to pass it down to the public. But let me tell all you in this country, you see this thing, this going up and we passing it down to the public, all of that had to stop. You understand? Because these business people in this country, they're making millions and millions of dollars profit every year. When you see the end of the year and they're talking, who make 45 million, who make 100 million, and them banks are making $1 billion. Where all that profit does be going? The people don't get nothing, you hear? It's about time. All who are accustomed making 50 million profit, all you settle for 45 million, because all you run at a low. All you want more and more and more, and only taken from the poor. For the past 9 years, Rowley makes sure that you rich get richer. What we get? They take from we. So you see the ones now who The government put tax on the rental and tax on what I put. All you should have been doing, all you get enough, all you should have been doing that a long time. You hear? All you start giving back to the country. All you want to make more and more and more profit and take more and more and more from the people, you understand? We the people on the ground, we have no more to give. All you give back some millions. Give back some millions. You understand? It's only the government that used to make money, you know. The private sector make billions for the past year. And I want to talk about something, Andy. Andy, you see this disrespect, this injustice, the way that these people in authority want to treat workers, it has to stop. I'm talking this morning about Guardian Life Westmoreland. Andy, the people there, they are telling me there is a serious mold problem in the building. You understand? People, they have been complaining to management over and over and over and over, and they are doing nothing. This heartlessness, wickedness, disrespectfulness has to stop. And I know this government is going to put things in place for people who have these kind of problems, and they don't want to do anything because they're afraid of victimization. These people and they stop playing God, you understand? They know, they have computers. They know, the people said some people have suffering from sinus. Some people suffering from asthma. Some people have all kind of breathing problem. You understand? Mold is give people the continuous inhaling a mold. Just give people lung cancer. It is critical. But the ones in the high tower, they don't care. You're talking to them, and they are doing nothing about it. Yeah? They have to have respect for workers. And I know they were sitting down there inhaling that unhealthy air. Because you know, in a building lock up, no window door be open, it's air conditioned, and to be inhaling this unhealthy air day after day. Who all you looking after life, and all you want to kill all your workers? All you done didn't get them the what you call it, the bonus already, and the ones on the top take hundreds of thousands. The injustice has to stop. Has to stop. Let us be fair. Do unto others as they have them do unto you. You understand? The nonsense in this country has to stop. And Andy, you know something? The people, this government, and the ministers, and the Senate, Andy, you wouldn't believe how it warmed my heart when I hear the contribution of these people. It makes me realize people have, they understand. They have matured. They know where we are going. They know, thank goodness now start. And they are here to support the government to make sure that we have a better Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? Many of us did not get a million and everything, but we got, and there is hope. There is hope that things will get better. When you listen to this government and you listen to the Prime Minister, as long as there is more in the country, everybody will win. Everybody will get more. You understand? And you must remember, we had no investment. We had nothing to improve our economy for 10 years. You understand? Our greatest asset, which was Petrotrain, was shut down. Any money earning thing that we had, PNM destroyed it. You understand? The catering school, and Andy, the people had to take the blame, The catering school, I heard, I think it was Dr. What's his name? The other one in finance. He was saying they closed down the hotel school. He says 700 young people inside of there were being trained to come out and get good jobs down to that PNM closed down. Yeah? They closed down everything. As I say, by just the mercy of God, Trinidad still standing. But let me tell you now, people, I am so happy. I am so grateful for the grateful people in this country who we are working together, we are praying together, we are standing together, and we are supporting this government 1,000,000%, because trust me, with the help of God, with the support of the good people, and with prayers, and with our good government here now, Trinidad and Tobago is on its way to being the Trinidad and Tobago that we know it could be and it should have been. So people, all they keep on supporting. You see them PNM, them PNM gangster, let them breathe. They're not speaking to us. All you're speaking to the PNM till they're dead done. So all you continue talking because you know why? People know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And you know something? The truth will set us free. Trinidad and Tobago, better days are coming. Blessings to all. Blessings to our Prime Minister. Blessings to every minister. And blessings, oh my God, come down. Bless all the people who are working together to fix Trinidad and Tobago. Blessings, Andy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Let us, before we take our next call, because the lines are real lit up. Don't borrow porn all calling. Oh, but all right, let me just take it there quick. Morning caller, where you calling from? What's your contribution on the Ground Report this morning?
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, gentlemen. Calling from the Barrackport here. Gentlemen, are reviewing the last 9 years budget that Colin Bird presented in the parliament to try to understand the response you're getting from the PNM with this budget. And you know, there's nothing that could show any type of growth for those 10 budgets that Colin Bird has presented to show any betterment in the country. And they spend more money than any time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. And the only thing I could come up that saw any type of increase was crime and CPEP. CPEP increased from about 6,000 to over 12,000 people. That just goes to show how much people was made more vulnerable in Trinidad and Tobago in the last 10 years that were dependent on some sort of handout to survive. And people that understand this, and now that you've seen a government that inherited an economy that was in so much of destruction and disarray, that start to put things and still could afford to put so much more onto your table and afford people a better standard of living and then have a projection of a future. And these people are complaining about that. I could only imagine the debate that will be taking place in Parliament with the set of dotishness that will be coming from people like this Marcel fella and Penelope Beckles and these fellas. It would be so embarrassing. And everybody who supported the PNM should be ashamed of themselves to say, I support this and I agree with what them saying. It is such a disgrace to know that our country, after we're going through the 10 years, could have a government with a real finance minister, not a carpenter who used to come and laugh and giggle at people and embarrass them and insult them, their intelligence and their integrity. That when you ask him to present, okay, you present a budget, show us where the money actually was spent, give us some accountability on, you said you allocate X amount of $1 billion in this sector. Let's see the benefit and the improvement of that money that you invested. Never. He would always laugh at you and tell you that how you'll find that and he would present it, but never give accountability. All in a sudden, these idiots them who support the PNM want accountability and questioning the budget. The budget didn't even went into effect yet. And them don't want to see a betterment in the country. Just imagine. I saw a few posts on social media with this idiot and them. The man now say they dropped the fuel price by $1. You know, a man gone to full diesel in his tank. Don't and say that he has seen no decrease in the price. The same time, to tell you how dotish these people is, the man drop $1 on super fuel price. He going to put diesel and say he has seen the decrease. These people are dotish and joke. You understand? That just goes to show the level of mentality of what the PNM has fed this and cultured this nation. They groom a culture that could never see tomorrow. You live for today. You get a salary, spend out everything. That's why you see, as soon as they decide, let me clean up CPEP, all of them start a ball and create this big holocaust that everybody going to dead in the country because they close on CPEP. Because they have all they living that way that you could have nothing of sustainability. That if you see a little hard times, you have something put away. That's how the PNM cultured this population, especially the ones and the sycophants who born at PNM and got dead at PNM from Eric William days. When you had so much in this country that this country could have been so much in a better place. Once we had good management and a better government to try to make people understand that, hey, hear what? You don't have to live today for today. We would be reading budget for now until the country exists. But you have to make sure that how you seek tomorrow, you have to make sure you have a budget that projects our future. When we're dead and going to have a whole generation of people coming up, and you listening to these idiots and them in the PNM and them, let me tell you something, I could bet you, and I could put all my money in on this, that after 2 budget that is read by this government, the UNC government, you will never, ever, ever hear another budget in Parliament coming from the PNM. That's if they ever exist again. Have a good morning, gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the day. Take care.
Thank you very much. Go ahead, short and sweet caller. Earlier, I had a cut all in. It's too much of people and it's less time. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, Andy. Morning, Miss Lennox. Morning. My main concern with the budget is food prices. I really want to see what items and a list of the food items which are they going to take VAT off of. As I already say, right now, most of the food items, the everyday food items people eat, do not have VAT, right? They don't have VAT. Even the thing that he called out there, the cucumber, them thing, don't have VAT on it already, right? So I would like to see the list. Well, I'm waiting for the agriculture minister. Well, he will go into that probably when he doing his debates on the list of food items that they will be taking VAT off of, right? And another thing.
One more thing.
Right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing to go. The gas price. Now, the gas price is by $1, which right now I am saving between $45 to $50 on a full tank, right? Because I live in the east, I come to work in the west. That full tank does take me a week, right? Which is $250. It'll take me a week to use that. So I save in $50 a week. Now that same $50 I saving will be going into the new NIS from next year. With reason that $50 going towards that new NIS payment, because I pay over $300 and something a month. So that's going. I think they say going between that to $500. I don't know the exact thing until the full listing come out, the new list come out. So my savings on the gas going towards that. So that is balancing off the act there. So I really gain nothing yet. Another thing with the food. I was listening to Mr. Tanku when he said boycott. Well, he didn't say boycott the businesses. He said shop wisely, because he knows that these businesses are going to raise, and I think that is a wise thing he said. These businesses going to raise their prices because of the new taxes and whatever they get, the additional current and whatever. So people, as he said, think wise, shop around when you're going and doing your shopping. You're making your groceries, you're buying anything, shop around. And people who go grocery to grocery and think now, you go online who computer literate, or they go online. Most businesses put out their prices online. Check out all the prices before they just go helter-skelter all over. Until Christmas come in, the workers looking forward to the back pay, which is a very good thing. We're looking forward to our back pay. So we know Christmas will come nice this year for the business people. And with all that, and the people going at, they will still raise prices because they know people getting at 10%. You know that how it is going. They know people going to get, they're going to try to get our back pay before Christmas thing. prices going up because public servants get money, so people shop wisely, don't spend out all of the money.
Right, we don't know if they'll get the back pay because the papers say here PSA wants the 10% increase by Christmas.
So if they get a wish and they get it for Christmas, better the business people will smile more because there are more people have more money to spend for this Christmas. But people think wise, save all the money too, right? That's all I have to say about the food prices, Andy. I want to really see what the food prices. I could really save some money now in food.
All right, thank you very much. Next caller. Only have to make it short and sweet. Remember, we're finishing by 9 o'clock now. Lennox, before I continue here, just two things here in the papers while we organize to take the other calls. I see, well, right, the one day back pay by Christmas. What's your thoughts on that? Besides that, government to block sale of Trend City Mall. Remember, we always talk about Clico assets. It was the former government and them all fast selling cheap, piper price. And then we see what going with One Roadbook Place and Manning Son and all those kind of things. So what's your thoughts on those two things?
I saw something briefly. I didn't focus on it, but I saw something where there is some legal action that is being pursued with respect to the, my interpretation, the fire sailing or selling of Clico's assets. I think that is a very good development. With respect, of course, to the former, meaning the PSA, immediately when the budget announcement was made with respect to instructing the chief personnel officer to negotiate, to begin open negotiations with 10% with the public sector trade unions. PSA did indicate, generate a salvo to the chief personnel officer, indicating in a letter that they are ready and willing and able to, of course, engage. So one expects that will be rapidly concluded. And I think it is fair for the head of the PSA to indicate that it's quite possible that these resources will be available for Christmas, albeit we have just about a month and maybe 2 weeks in between for that to materialize. I take the note of the previous caller, the last caller, that the people must now shop wisely, utilize their money wisely, because what you don't want to do is to generate a situation where businessmen recognize what is happening. They generate, of course, a shortage in items that may be popular, and then prices rise, and then you have, of course, an inflationary trend into, of course, the new year and, of course, Carnival, and it will not be healthy for not only domestic consumption or for the pockets of those persons who now have some elastic money, if you want to call it that, to engage in profligacy as opposed to prudency. So I think that is well placed, and out of an abundance of caution, we should be, of course, encouraging people to be very frugal when they are shopping. Keep your money in your pocket. If you're seeing, of course, a price yesterday turn out to today to be, of course, 300%, 400%, 500% higher, simply because they want to, should I say, capitalize on your recently acquired hard-earned increase in monies in your pockets.
Thank you very much. You just touch on that, but you ain't touch on the Trend City Mall.
Yeah, I said that I saw a brief thing on
that.
And it appears that there's some
so it's
legal,
not only Trend City Mall, it will be other
move. Yeah, some legal move to revisit that whole arrangement. So
including other.
Really,
so all right, but
the PNM had
but Lennox,
mockery,
but including other Clico assets. That's what you're telling us.
Yeah,
besides Trend City Mall,
entire exercise. Yeah, because remember, the PNM rushed quickly to the courts to proceed with insolvency action against them, against those who were there seeking the interests of Clico and of course the CL.
So this government look like they will. Yeah. So this government to you look like they will see if it is solvent now, and if it is, they could organize and put back the assets at Clico, which is better placed private than the government continue to hold on to this.
I would expect that. That is a rational position, and because they were about the turnaround was about or was in process, and it is clear that the intention of the last government was to fire sale out to their friends, the family through nepotism and cronyism. And we'll see how that goes, so whether or not a person who purchases something legitimately, whether or not it could be taken away from them.
Yeah, based on
such circumstance. Yeah,
right. So that will be based on the procedures in which they go through in selling these state assets, which is state assets at this point in time.
If it is questionable, if it is not in the state's best interest, we saw that with Algico and Maritime. Remember, Maritime had applied, a local firm had applied to get the assets of, I believe, British Insurance, which is part and parcel of that CL financial scenario. And what happened is that the even though they had a higher bid and a greater local content, they then gave it. Innsbruck and them gave it to Algico, which of course is, I think, a Jamaican Barbados-based insurance firm. They gave that portfolio.
So we had to watch back that.
So in circumstances like that, I expect that there could be some kind.
So we could revisit that.
Barring other legal factors. Yeah.
Right. So we could revisit that. All right. Go ahead. Next caller.
I would
Morning.
think so, yeah. And it should be.
Morning again, Andy. But here again. Andy, let me tell you something. Yeah? You see, it have people in this country, they just can't understand betterment. And sometimes you have to create a budget for people like who they support the PNM with about $20 or $30 and explain to them 5 cents go here, 3 cents go here, we cut back 2 cents, because it seems like that's the only way them could understand. And don't use real economic terms and all this kind of thing. Because what these people don't understand is that here what? The PNM government had 15% on VAT for everything in the country. And VAT is paid through registered VAT operated businesses. So then the UNC government came into power and they removed VAT on over 7,000 items, food items, that people used to enjoy. PNM come back in the office and they put a 12% VAT on every single thing. All that was removed, they replaced with a 12% VAT. The UNC government come back now here and say, here what? We reducing VAT on items like tomatoes and cucumber and all these kind of things to zero. So that don't mean to say that they remove VAT from everything. They remove it from zero. And what these people have to understand, you would see that decrease in these items in places that is VAT registered. So like if you go to a grocery that pays VAT and they sell cucumber, they sell tomatoes, you will see the VAT removed from the item here. When you're going on the road and you see a man selling in a little stall tomatoes and cucumber and wherever they reduce the VAT from, you ain't gonna see no VAT removed from that, because you ain't know even what the cost price first of what the man putting on the table to sell. So these people, like, I don't know about it, like something really happened in this country. The air they breathe in, the thing they eating, had them dotish that they can't understand simple English. And then comparing now that how when you pay your 3% NIS, you got to take it back in the gas price. Well, that's a benefit again. It come like you still have a savings that you could enjoy by paying nothing, because it come like the government pay the NIS for you to save to have money, because they take away $1 where you would have be paying in fuel that you would rather come out from your pocket, and then you stand the risk of not getting a pension or NIS when you reach that old dotish age that you're growing up to be. What is wrong with people in this country? Is dumb all you dumb and dotish all you dotish that all you just can't understand simple economics and maths? Oh Lord, man, have a good morning. Take care later.
Thank you.
Well, it might be instructive to say that the government has decided to do away with VAT all entirely. That will, of course, have some legislative maneuvering to do to make it happen. And, of course, impose a sales tax. So that is much more easier than, of course, the backlog of returns and all of that has an impact on the treasury and the finances of the country. So kudos to the government. Just have a simple sales tax. And of course,
is the government going and do that? What it is you're mentioning there? What it is you're mentioning there? That the government hinted that they're looking to do that, do away with VAT, and come with just a simple sales tax.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
Thank you said that.
That's it.
All right. Bloodshed.
The money just
Bloodshed
goes to the treasury one time, and that's it. You don't have to look at rebates and all that. They may have maybe a little kakada for some businesses, but usually, I mean, in an economy like ours, I don't think they will pay anybody to collect that. You just remit the sales tax to the treasury or the recommended or authorized agency.
All right. Bloodshed in Brasso. Teen and young man killed in drive-by shooting happened near police station. Let's go to the lines again. Oh boy. Only have to make it short and sweet. I will have to cut you all off. The longer talk, like only go get 3 and 4 minutes when only calling early. They see when we start all 6 and only right. You see from the time we hit the 8 o'clock, I have no choice or I had to cut all you. I only have a minute and a half. I have to cut all you. So if you want to talk long, call early when the lines is not as busy as it is now. Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning, Andy. Morning. I call him back here because I had to answer Mr. Dotish Barapo. Mr. Barapo, there is no tax, whether it's by the fruitsman or by the grocery or anybody who's selling food. It have no tax on vegetables, meat, fish, etc., etc. It have no, you could go in the grocery, like you don't go in the grocery. Go with your wife sometime and watch the grocery bill. It have no tax on basic food items. It have none. So what Dotish should come in to talk on the people here that if you go in a grocery that the person has paid VAT and say, it have none. It have none. It have no tax on basic food items. Example, rice. Example, flour. Example, oil milk products. Example, margarine. Example, white bread and flour. Example, baby formula and milk. Example, cheese. Spices, curry, all those things. Sardine, sausage and tin. All these things have no... Mr. Barapo, go online, pull up 0 items, 0 rated items, that means no tax. Online, go and watch, and you will see all the items that do not have tax in the groceries. Oh gosh, Mr. Barapo, for a big man, I had to answer you that.
Thank you very much. Next caller.
Morning, Andy, Lennox, Mickie, newbie, and to everybody out there again. Barapo, you think it easy? You're talking about this simple maths with them. Imagine the spread out there now, the PNM propaganda machine out there now, is that the 10% they get in is really only 1%, because after they take out the 3 plus 6 percent for the national insurance, is only 1% they get in. Somebody make that make sense to me now. And that is what they're fooling the people with. Oh, come on, man. PNMites only have a brain. Stop letting them fool all you. Stop letting them, the PNMites fool all you. Use it. And to the one who talking about he want to see the list, and there's some of the items that they call already, no VAT. I want to know if he have proof that he didn't have VAT on it, if he feeling it in his pocket with all the no VAT thing that he say he's seeing. I tell you, I don't know where some of these PNMIs just come out from, you know. Marvin Gonzalez really said, the propagandists of the PNM will be in every nook and cranny. And Papa God, we're seeing it in every nook and cranny where they go about. Thanks a lot, Andy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, bang, bang.
Andy, after listening to Brad for contribution, I agree with him. But he missed out one thing. He missed out one thing that is the biggest growth of the PNM. The thing that go huge in the PNM minister is the wealth, the bank account. That grew humongous, huge growth. But wasn't benefiting the people, but was benefiting them. So you see, when you say you grow secret, they grow crime, bad rules, don't forget the bank account of the PNM minister grew huge. The wealth grew really, really huge, tremendous for the wealth.
Morning again, Andy. Morning. Good topic, good topic. Pipeline. Import divers in the pipeline. Andy, let me stress on this. Trinidad and Tobago. Let's say, we want to know who gave the order to leave these people in the pipeline. We want to know. Please, don't let us escape. We want to know who gave this person this instruction to leave these people in the pipeline to die. That is murder. Okay? This is not funny. And this is, don't take this lightly. Right? We want to know who will give the instruction. That person have to hold accountable. Hang them.
Morning, sweetie. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Send out a birthday greetings. My daughter today's Candice's birthday.
I do that yesterday.
And then the 10% is the biggest mama guy of all. Because I went and I looked at the statements made by the president of the PSA. The new one, not the previous one. And it was clear that the promise that the UNC gave to them and the promise that the PSA leadership gave to its membership was that 10% was for the first 3 years, 2014 to 2016. It's in black and white, in speeches, in documents, and so on. We offered 4% for the first 3 and 5% for the second 3, 9%. So all they've done is taken 9% and sent it to 10%. They've done nothing. They've just mama guide all the workers. That is a fraud. That is deception of the highest. Okay.
That is a fraud. That is a deception to the highest. Oh Lord, somebody them trying to play for a fool, you know. Yeah, somebody them trying to play for a fool. Listen to this video. Only listen to this video and tell me who trying to take us for fools.
The table is on page 2, so you can see it clearly for the period 27.
Andy Williams, Lennox Smith, good morning. I want to say hello, good morning to the Ground Report listeners like Mother Bernie, Anderson Williams and Miss Woodbrook. I want to commend them for their excellent contributions as usual. Andy Williams, I want to start off by saying, whoever it is advising Kamla Persad-Bissessar to close down CPEP, people saying that it is alleged that it is Barry Padarat, I do not know. Whoever it is doing that, they giving Kamla a lot of bad advice. When you drive around several communities in San Fernando, right, and even in Port of Spain, you're seeing a lot of tall grass every single place. And I have never seen my country so untidy, so sleazy, and so unsightly. Not to mention that there is an increase in the prevalence of mosquitoes that is biting people. When you do not cut the grass and you leave it to grow and become tall like bamboo, you are harboring mosquitoes, and that is dengue, right? We cannot be having a ministry, the government cannot have a Ministry of Health when it itself is not practicing healthy practices. They're saying that the regional corporations are now mandated to fill the void where CPEP was before. But I think they are overwhelmed, and I don't think they have the human resource and the infrastructure to cut the grass. Nevertheless, I want to go back to Mr. Zakur. Mr. Zakur, let me tell you something. Tell the PTSC workers in San Fernando, whoever it is managing that bus terminal, stop taking all the buses and send them UE, please. People need to go to work. People working in Port of Spain, Shogunas and Erin, and they are being stranded. You cannot have a bell curve that is skewed towards one set of commuters while everybody else is not getting the bus. You're taking all the Port of Spain's, Shogunas, Erin buses to go UE, and people have to wait 3.5 hours to go to work. Just last week, I waited 4 hours to get a bus to go Port of Spain from San Fernando, because all the buses were taken to go UE and they were waiting for one to come back down. But I did get it, So I want to ask you, and furthermore, you need to update the population as to what you intend to do to enhance and modify PTSC, because the last administration ordered some buses and they paid for it. We don't know where they are, what country they are in when they come in here, so we need to be informed reliably, right? Because the whole PTSC is in a mess. Mr. Zakur, I wanted to go to the Sangre Grande PTSC, where I was last week, and take a look at the dilapidated condition of those buses. Numerous buses, like the Volvo and the International and several of the cheap flimsy buses, are all left to disintegrate and become black with moss. Instead of having a bus station, Sangre Grande PTSC is now a junkyard. So could you please go there and pay attention to that place? It is an eyesore in the town of Sangre Grande. That needs to be fixed immediately. Have a good day.
Oh boy, time check. It's at 8:30. Yes, we have about approximately a half an hour again. Oh boy.
Pleasant good morning, Mikey, Andy, and Lennox. Well, Andy, concerning the divers, and I know the Honorable Prime Minister and the Minister of Finance will actually be giving them, what is theirs and whatever in the future. But before that happens, I hope they could give us the information, which will be very valid, who would just give the order for them not to, for the divers and them not to go in and rescue them. That's ending up as the guy said before, the previous caller, right? So let me find out who it is who give the order, and if so, then they should be held accountable. So let me continue this fight now for the divers. Come on now, man. It's lives lost, innocent. But
Morning, Ground Report. Morning, Mickie. Morning, Lennox Smith. Morning, Andy Williams. Well, this is a read here again. Sometimes I want to know what going on in people's mind in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know. I now listening to the busman again, talking about you waiting 4 hours to get bus to go to work. Like, he's a big man somewhere up there. 4 hours and he again mark off and half the pay and thing. Come now, man, boss man. What kind of work you really doing? And I looked on and listening.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Bang, 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 bang.
Nice. Oh boy. Let me organize and just hail back some people. Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I've often wondered that maybe this is a good time than it is on any other time or at any other time. Busman, we have been around for some time, all of the last administration, but I often wonder whether or not he had the same complaint or no complaint when the PNM was in office. So we, as I say, he has chosen this platform to have this incessant, of course, complaint about the bus service in the country, PTSC in particular. So my inquiry or my concern, I'm sure that he is listening, whether or not he had similar, but what was absorbing it in silence, or is it that he was talking to another public platform, making these incessant, of course, complaint about but just for our information, because of course we want to make sure that the integrity of what he is saying reach the standard, and there is no ulterior motive, that is very suspicious. But when somebody comes on this program and using it to treat with that matter, and of course we don't have a history, we don't have a antecedent as to where it has come from, or there's no history that he was complaining when another administration was in place. I just want to, for clarification and for our information.
Nice. And a new board of directors has been appointed to lead the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, signaling a new focus of innovation, regularization, citizens-centered technology management. What do you say about that? Yeah. So that always letter.
The Minister of Public Administration and Digital Technology. Yes, of course, he announced the board, and I expect that there will be good things and new things because they're talking about a digital platform focus, which I think is something that ought to have been a focus a long time ago, rather than, of course, the traditional and the dominance of a traditional media in the fourth estate agenda that is critical for democratization of Trinidad and Tobago in a real sense.
The Ground Report with Mickie K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Hello.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you.
A pleasant morning to you, Andy Williams, the Pitbull, Lennox Smith, and Michael Kerr. And one of the things in the budget, what the government would have done is increasing the price with alcohol. And I support that 1,000,000%. Perhaps they should have carried it up by 1,000,000%. And I'll tell you why. Alcohol destroys a lot of families. Alcohol destroys the entire function of the immune system. And any right-thinking citizen that care about their family will support that. Andy, let me repeat again, alcohol destroy a lot of family lives. And what the Honorable Prime Minister is doing there is to tell a citizen here what is happening. You are already complaining things is hard. You say you don't have no money, but as you get your money, you take it and you go by the bar. Sometimes you come home drunk. You don't know where your money is. Sometimes you draw out your whole pay package. And the old miscreants and these women and them, some of them, they take all your money. And I'm saying I love where the Honorable Prime Minister is going. But one thing I must say, Andy, again, when you look at the banking system, because I remember sometime last year, you had a couple issues and a lot of people you would have interviewed where the bank was really advantaging poor people. The bank take your money and they invest it all abroad. And every quarter, they're so bold to come and tell you, look at the profit they got from the proceed of the poor and vulnerable. So I am saying where the bank have to now pay, and especially insurance company, I am saying they need to give back to the economy. So in all, I will repeat, it's a people-centered, people-driven budget. This budget, the plight, what the Prime Minister is really doing for the poor and vulnerable. And of course, when the Honorable Prime Minister go into details and into specifics, you will see where the budget is really for poor people. As she said that all now, instead of URP and CPEP. Thank you very much, Andy.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Don't forget, we're playing for time. We're just trying to make sure we get everybody in who already called and made a contribution. Please leave space for others to give their contribution, please. You all could always fall in when calls slow down. Some of you already made one contribution, 2, 3 contributions already. Go ahead, caller.
Blessed morning, Andy. Blessed morning, Lennox. What I put together budget. Oh, Tabas, I hear you coming out by, and then I hear the Honorable Prime Minister go say more about that European CPEP, so we go wait and see, because you're looking to make more sustainable jobs. And about, I think before the Christmas, people will get back to their work, and the nation will be clean again. But that boss man is, a boss man take we white fall about you company about boss. For the last 9 years, I traveled and the boss and them pack. They send some small boss and the people like the boss like sardine. And the early years in the P&M, Ronan said to go and buy 200 and something bus. But them bosses and them only having a problem with everything. And we just read out our budget. That's 6 months we in power. We are about just to read out. So things will get better. Boss man will get boss. And they look to and listen to the end of the program. We look for you next hour, Andy.
I hear you, my friend.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Nice. Lennox, some other topic while organizing, just to put together the rest of voice notes.
Oh yeah, quite a lot. Of course, I take the point about a levy on the assets of commercial banks and insurance companies, not the smaller ones. Those that are large, of course, are just about 0.25%.
But did the government say not the smaller ones? But the government, did they say not the smaller ones, but the large ones? Because I just want to make sure we bring in the message, Papa.
I got that impression because you don't want to let's say, put under pressure.
We understand that, but the government say that.
Smaller ones. Like take, for instance, I could see they mentioned commercial banks, right, and insurance. So that is specific. So institutions such as credit unions, for example, it appears that they have been spared. Now, from what was said, I of course I wait to get the details from the debate itself when, of course, these things will be fleshed out. But that is the impression I got.
All right.
Just as how rentals, owners of buildings who have, of course, people renting.
Yeah.
They say that the churches and NGOs and civil society organizations will be exempted from that kind of thing. Schools, etc., will be exempted. So again, you see the balancing act that the government and the thing about it is very distinct.
Hold 1 minute, then.
Those options were available to the PNM all the time, but yet still they were brutal and they were with brute force, and because they have the power, they will just implement these things willy-nilly, helter-skelter, without, of course, any kind of consideration for the humane and the loss of let's say, human dignity and pride in such a scenario.
Right.
They just impose it on you.
Hold 1 minute. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. Go ahead. I will give an example in a while. Go ahead.
Andy, hear this now. You know what amazed me with this budget, boy? Well, not really the budget, but how come they already say to have PNMites in all over? How come this is the first budget I ever see? That's not the background. Yeah, this is the first budget I see that before the minister could even start to read the budget, it was leaked on social media, So everybody saw everything that the minister was going to say before he even said it, this is the first budget I ever see that. How all these government papers, how all these government things just leaking. They really have to get into all these ministries and check out who they're giving some of the responsibilities to with these things. How about budget? Before the minister could even read the budget, it was leaked in social media. I find they need to get into these and deal with these things very seriously. If it's breaking some kind of law, if they're doing something, I know they do it anonymous or whatever, but they had to investigate this AI new ministry. Had to get in and cyber crime, because I don't think this is wise to be leaking all these confidential things before it come out into the public. Too much papers and stuff coming out in the public before the government even say, look at how they deemed the date for the budget come out before they announce it. So I think that they ought to plug some of these leaks for Andy, boy. They ought to plug up some of these leaks on them and watch these people who they giving certain papers to certain confidential information to, boy. Let them look into that, right? And now remember, I was supposed to tell you that earlier. All right, then, Andy. Enjoy the day. Next caller.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Morning again, Andy. Back for you. Andy, let me tell people something. It's better that you had transparency. If everything had a leak late comment, there's no secret with this government. Like
delivery options, press 5.
Oh boy, just now, Oh, right. Yeah.
And shop where they pay VAT, you would see that how in your receipt you'll see a subtotal, and then you would see VAT 12%, and then you'll see the total that you'll be paying at the cash register when you take out your money and thing. You won't see tomatoes $4, 12% VAT equal that. Rice $3, 12% VAT equal that. You're going to see the price of the items, and then you will see a subtotal. You will see 12% VAT, and then you're going to pay the amount of money. If they reduce the prices on the VAT on the items, the grocery that you're going to, they would have to make that adjustment. You'll see a label on the item and say tomatoes, they might put was $4 a pound, now it's $2.50 or $3 a pound, no VAT included. And that's how the thing is operate. So gosh, boy, when we go have sense, boy, and let me tell you something, you see this misleading people we like to listen to dotishness from Imbert and them. UNC, the partnership, settled negotiation with the PSA till 2014. They leave office 2015. Imbert and PNM never made any negotiation to increase the salary because he coming and talking that how we offer them from 2014, 4% for the 3 years, and then the next 3 years, 5% for the... That you talking about 6 years, they didn't give the people no increase in the salary, no negotiation wasn't done. We in 2025, you feel with the inflation and how they care up the standard of living for since 2015 to 2025, the same salary that the public servants was working for, you feel that that 9% or the 4% could have compensated for the cost of living and the inflation that took place. Now you have a government coming and offering you one to negotiate for that whole period for 10%, and then they're going to start to negotiate to bring up back the negotiation so it can be current. And these way these people can understand that what more you need to explain to these people. But like I say, there are people who say that they would prefer to suffer under the PNM than to prosper with a UNC government.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, Lord, boy, you get through with about 4 or 5 calls. There are many other people. Go ahead, caller.
Don't have time to sit around thinking about all the people who don't like me. I realize that every day is a gift from God, and my time is too valuable. It trying to please everybody. No.
Next caller, hold on after this call here. Hold on.
Is going to like me, and not everybody is going to understand me. You don't have to try to explain yourself. Don't spend time trying to win over your critics. Just run your own race. I start every morning searching my own heart. I make sure to the best of my ability that I am doing what I believe God wants me to do. As I follow the scripture and I feel in my own heart that my life is on course, that's all that matters. I can't afford to let critics and negative voices distract me. I neither can you.
Thank you, caller. Next one, morning.
Pleasant good morning, Andy and Brown.
Go ahead, Miss Ann Brown.
Director and all on the live stream. Special shout out to Mother Bernie over in the Sister Isle. Mother Bernie, I want to say to you this morning, what an awesome God we serve and how the power of prayer changes things. Tomorrow I will give my presentation about the budget, but a quick reminder, public service announcement. Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, Northern Division Town Hall meeting takes place today at the Brazil Secondary School, Arena Road, Brazil. Today, Wednesday the 15th, October 2025. Time, 6 p.m. Please come out and support and let your concerns be heard. Thank you, gentlemen, and have a blessed day.
Bang, 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 bang.
Andy, Lennox Smith, and everyone on the ground report. You know, I really want to say thank you very much to our Honorable Prime Minister and Mr. Dave Tanku for that 10% for public servants. You know, it was long overdue and well deserved. We work extremely hard for what belongs to us. Andy, I really trying hard to understand some of these PNM, you know. These people just get on so dunce that it baffles my mind. It's like it's best the UNC had raised the price of gas by $1 because the way how they so accustomed with the PNM sufferation, with the PNM kick, the PNM tighten your belt until you can't breathe. You understand? They expect that same type of behavior from the UNC. You know, it's like being in an abusive relationship. Like they're suffering from this thing called what? Stockholm syndrome. Right. That is the case that where you so accustomed being abused that when you get a chance to escape, you find yourself running back to the abuser. Right? Because these people, they get so accustomed to PNM abuse that they can't understand and see what the UNC is doing is beneficial for everybody. You understand? I saw a post that said that, here what? All the PNM who complaining about the drop in the $1, they need to show their party card when they go by the pump and demand that they pay $1 more. And I agree. You understand? Because I really can't understand these people. Right? And somebody talking about, that the price that they're saving with that $1, they will pay for it with the rent. At the end of the day, it will mean competitiveness. If it is the landlord raise your rent, then move out and go somewhere else. It will have people who will keep their price at a reasonable rate, and that will increase competitiveness. What is all your problem? You watch now, and they really can please some people. You know, you really, really, really can please some people. And I am convinced now that these PNM people are suffering from Stockholm syndrome. Right? They can't get over the abuse, and right now they would have preferred to have a budget that was stifling them rather than one that given them a little wiggle room to breathe. Andy, you all have a blessed and productive day. And I want to say a special hello and good morning again to my lovely Prime Minister. Stay sweet, stay blessed. We love the UNC forever. When the UNC win, everybody wins.
Man, nobody here, real quick one. That caller who everybody else accused of being a PNM, including myself, he just said something there about the leaking. And, it demonstrates that, the guy is probably not. And even if he was so be it. But that thing about the leaking, what this government needs to realize very quickly, just like the government in the United States of America, is that you have a deep state to deal with. In the US, the deep state is captured by the left and the media, right? In Trinidad, the deep state is also captured by the left, meaning the PNM and the media as well. And what those two entities are going to do, meaning every public servant and the media, are going to make it hell on earth for you to implement what you have read out in your budget. And the government is going to have to take a hard line to be able to not let that happen. Because what they're going to do is to frustrate the system to the point where deliverables don't come true. Once a government can't deliver, then that's it, right? Regardless of your intention and your plans and even, your actions, if you cannot deliver, it's the rubbish bin for you. So this government is going to face that, and they better realize it early. However you treated it is up to you.
Oh boy, a message from Carol Bart Alexander. All you are tired with foolishness. Well, I fed up. Time to demolish the Westminster system of government. It is not even working for England. When it comes to the management of a country, there is no need for an opposition. What we need is a Senate charged with oversight, and to whom the management team, which we know called government, all 41 MPs is accountable. And when the Senate and management team cannot resolve their differences, a council of elders can mediate and decide like a court of appeal. Dismantle this Westminster system, please. Lennox Smith, is she making sense?
I concur that there is a dire need for constitutional reform along the lines that some recommend, very revolutionary and very what I consider to be insightful and creative and innovative. But I always prefer to stay on the side of conservatism simply because that is what we have and we have to work with it. I take what, of course, nobody said, that that has been part and parcel of our experience. When a new government comes in, the NAR had it, of course, and uh, the iteration of the UNC under Kamala Prasad Bisesa 2010 to 2015, and indeed, of course, prior to that, Bazio Pandey. How we as a people address that is a different story. But there is a need for, having said that, there's a need to address that. But we have to work within the system. And that is what we have. And it appears that at times it worked. For example, one didn't expect the PNM to exit office on the 28th of April. But of course, there are committed people who are conscious and have decided, of course, in mass, so to do. So in that context, of course, the system has worked, but very often it doesn't, and it is extremely frustrating. So we had to fight and fight.
Fight up with that.
All kinds of mechanism, including, of course, pushback 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, set up some institutions, generate some protests. In spite of the fact that the police clearly in favor of the then administration would speak and act in a particular way. And we have
hold 1 minute there. Hold 1 minute there.
Of policing.
Right, hold 1 minute.
Policing,
go ahead,
which is
caller.
Symbolic of that kind
Depends
of.
on me and Lennox and Mickie, whoever is.
Go ahead, the defender. Well, it used to be the Iowa defender. It used to be this defender. Now it's just the people of Trinidad and Tobago defender. And thanks so much again.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about. Go ahead. Your contribution
Yes,
is
sir.
well respected and wanted on this program. Go ahead, my brother.
And you know people selling all the coal pot on the bicycle right now, right?
Yeah.
Because prices going down, so people looking to get rid of the coal pot and thing, right? But here what I call for this morning. I want to thank the Commissioner of Police this morning for initiating the probe into the Clico assets. I want to thank him really from the bottom of my heart this morning, because these people was looting out our country. They was spranging out. I use a better word. They was spranging out our country. So I realize the time late, so I won't stay too long on the phone. So I want to thank the Commissioner of Police this morning. Hello?
Yeah, you want to thank the police commissioner.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, yeah. I know the time close now, so I won't stay too long.
All right, thank you.
Later.
Yeah. Okay. The incident that I spoke of, that I told you I will want to share, and now we have about 2 minutes or so, is the fact that under the PNM, every time a budget is to be read, people will line up in the gas stations, making sure that, of course, the old stock of gas is totally consumed under the old price, because they anticipate that there will be higher gasoline prices. What we saw on this occasion is ironically is the opposite, even though, of course, it wasn't spread across all of the types of fuel, but certainly what has happened is that the consumer waiting didn't go and line up, and when they did go to fill their tank, they end up paying less. Of course, these gas station owners, they are complaining they got a hit, because I'm sure they were sharpening their chops and waiting with their old stock to see whether or not gas price will rise, and therefore generate a windfall for them. But no, the government, of course, reversed it on them, and I see they're complaining now, the gas station owners. I don't know what could be done for them, because they'll have to sell the old stock at $1 less in terms of the super. Did you observe that, Andy? Andy? Yeah. So
Hold on, Lennox. Hold on. We have a next call.
Very interesting.
Go ahead, caller. Pleasant good morning to you. Calling from what's your contribution on the Gong Report this morning? Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. You are live. Go ahead.
Good
morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, man. The man Malcolm X. Go ahead, Malcolm X.
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Mickie K. Andy.
Morning.
If it's no other time, Andy, Lennox, and Mickie, the Gong Report. You see the Gong Report? That program that all you give a name. I don't know if all you're conscious of the name or you're calling the Gong Report. Let me tell all you something now. People missing that program live in the sense who in hearing all you on the radio, who in hearing all you on TV. Is plenty people concerned with going on because they're hearing all kind of other things. PNM, oh God, well, them have all the program. I mean to say they're in opposition, but they're hitting hard. All you wouldn't believe. I get about 19 to 18 calls yesterday after the budget with people cussing me and telling me, look at what you do, Malcolm X, boy. You have a name as a hero and you sell out your people. You ain't see the budget talking about money still for Caroni. Land for Caroni. Everything still for Caroni since in George Chambers' days. Caroni bleeding the treasury and oh God, look at what all you're doing, black people. CPEP closed down. URP closed down. AGC sending home people. Check the people where they sending home. Malcolm X, boy, all your wicked boy to vote this government. But let me tell you something. Jump high, jump low. Some of the measures in the budget is beautiful. Some of the things the Prime Minister doing is beautiful. But how it is, they could run and hold the Minister housing with something when he was in opposition. He free. They ain't hold him, he free. But now we come minister, they hold him and they're making a big issue. The race card wouldn't stop. But what I am saying, Andy, and especially Mickie K and Lennox, because Lennox is a Lavanti man, and people actually want to say that all you sell out, all you this, because look at who benefiting after the 1%. Now it come the East Indian and nothing for the African Trinidadian. But one thing I will say, African Trinidadians, all you have to wake up, all you have to get conscious, forget the partying, forget the weed smoking, forget the liming, and make the sacrifice for the future. The Indian children is we benefiting from the grandparents. We grandparents and them was partying, drinking, and running all kind of wildlife. So who we have to blame? And the little educated ones and conscious ones, the same African is who fighting. We killing out ourselves. Look at what we doing. We killing out ourselves by the dozens. All you watch that we're going on every race in this country. Look at how they're striving. And look at what we doing. We going down. We tiffing one another. The little black boy we pulling a little bull with the car. All you taking the car. All you watch what we doing. Watch what we doing to we self. And watch where everybody. So why all you criticizing the Indians, the Chinese and the 1%? It's something we should learn. It's something I'm begging my brothers and sisters to learn. We could sacrifice it as I sacrificed as a young fella. I went to El Chico Islamic. I come out without any education. I never insulted common entrance. But the elderly people I was around educate me and they teach me, put aside something for the rainy days. I used to clean dustbin. Ask anybody in Maloney but Malcolm X. I work hard and I sacrifice, and it's my own black people will fight you down and find you shouldn't have this and you shouldn't have that. So when we watching at Caroni, and it's true, we have to find out who really planned the cane, Lennox. Because African people saying African planned the cane and the East Indians cut the cane and the Africans in no land, right? But Lavanti people, Lennox, we wanted to go in tongue close to tongue. We didn't want to uplift. I ain't criticizing the people, and the few are we who actually uplift ourselves. It's we same people fighting we down and looking to rob we and killing we grandchildren and we children. So Trinidad and Tobago, I am saying the government knew. Let we watch and see. I mean, the man who representing nurses, all the time they wasn't talking. Police didn't know they had back pay to get. The prison didn't know all where they wanted. For 9 years, everybody was quiet. All of a sudden, everybody know in both and them mismanaging money, corruption was to the highest. Corruption was to the highest. All them big building we build. How much who get award? Who get kickback? Who get brown bag? I don't want to be too long, but it kind of frustrated to hear my people talking about the Caroni people, and then when the government doing things, look, they're saying Caroni workers go get money before daily paid workers get money, right? Then the housing, I hear, well, me know where they're planning. The little African boy in HDC, he contract after 13 years. After 13 years, a little boy with a young family, 13 years, they send home that boy. And that fella working hard. And the people who know about when Foster Cummins come in and collect the 2 million every month, and the small little contractors with driving van and have little bush cutting and little canal cleaning, all you're owing them for 14 months, 3 months, 8 months, for little $10,000 and little $9,000, all you can't pay them. But Foster Cummins' wife and daughter, every month they was getting the check, and the people who doing that still there. They're still there. The P&M people who were seeking the corruption interest still there, and the little young boy who have a family with 13 years service on contract. Instead, all you make him permanent, all you send him home. Trinidad and Tobago boy, God in sleeping, Lennox, Andy and Mickie K. Malcolm X will talk as what I see and what I love about the ground report. I just reporting what the ground saying this morning. You understand? Because only when UNC in power, they lock up Dan Raj, you hear the whole Pandey, you hear the whole this one, and Arawi, Stuart Young stepdaughter, all the rest of things, Mona's Island drugs, all these things we're going on. Who get hold? The money where they can't come for in city corporation, where they send the woman on holidays. The Lavanti, Sour Lavanti Corporation, the people where they transfer for monies where they can't come for. Who gain hold? Who gain hold? It's time for we to start to lock up people, and I say hang corrupted people, because they're just recycling and how we children and them suffering and balling. And the thanks, and all who have ears will hear, all who have eyes will see. But I'm begging my black brothers and sisters, all you wake up, stop criticizing, stop fighting and killing yourself, and let we start to sacrifice. Let we start to know 10 days in all, you are paying all. Just as how the doubles man is a millionaire, bacon buljow, cow heel soup, and Palau could be millionaires and Kalalu too. All you have a blessed day, man.
Well, Andy, what you said is not news to us, but of course we have long time ago have concluded that is the narrative of a discredited leadership, which of course is nestled in the PNM elitist policy, where they remain at the top. Those who are part and parcel of that criminal enterprise remain at the top, and then of course they hand down and see, of course, the various constituencies that will keep them alive politically, that is, or electorally, see it as a voter bank. So we are very, 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 very clear. And of course, we also acknowledge that in the 60s and the late and the early 70s, that there were the best surgeon, the best lawyer, the best doctor, the best even pilot, etc., would have been an African, if we want to break it down to race. What has transpired? Well, the fact is that the PNM has been left in office for too long, and therefore that so-called deep government or dark government, as it is called, I like to call it, of course, auto coup that they have performed whilst in office, meaning that utilize the apparatus of state to, of course, dominate and to manipulate and to promote mediocrity. Because that is what the PNM has done, and people believe that their pride and their dignity and their sense of worth has been so tarnished and degraded and downgraded that they believe they have to depend on the state in order to move forward, and therefore these make work programs give the illusion that somehow they are entitled, but that in itself has evolved into a situation where the extension of the criminal entity or the criminal enterprise have infiltrated that and all. So therefore, when you think that you are really helping these persons who may be wanting to put food on the table, especially, of course, the women with plenty children, the men, of course, being delinquent, what we have seen is an ecology where certain elements take it over. They get to 10,000, 20,000 every time there is a payday, whilst, of course, the people wallow in poverty. All of those are paradigm shifts that has to be addressed. Paradigm shift in the sense that we have to move away from that and understand that we as a people must evolve a kind of leadership that will make the people understand, just as Malcolm X's, of course, consciousness has brought him to say what he is saying. We have to translate that to our people as well, whether it be, of course, East Port of Spain, Lavatil, Beetham, etc., so they understand. What is going to happen is that the leadership of the PNM continues, of course, to keep the people in psychological paradigm paralysis, and it will make our job even more difficult because they cannot see beyond their noses, because the PNM leadership that has been discredited for a very long time will not allow them, or not put another way, will not allow us to make them see the light. But in the fullness of time and with determination and, of course, commitment, I am sure at the end of the day, the people will see their worth, and therefore they will, of course, evolve and extricate themselves from the exploitative relationship that the PNM has handed down over the years to the people in East Port of Spain, Lavatil, and of course along the East-West corridor as we have had. It will be a challenge. It will be difficult, but it cannot continue like that if our people is to evolve. I'm talking here the African community, particularly along the East-West corridor. We do that every day, every 5 o'clock, for example, from since yesterday. We talk about it, a very casual and very, what I can say, be hospitable and a very friendly atmosphere. We drink, we eat, and so on, and we talk about the budget, for example. That is the kind of direction we know and the vision we now have to embrace. We
Lennox,
were there
have
before.
to go, boy. I had to
we
go.
were at the top of
I had to go. The
everything
appointment
at one
calling me
point in
right
time.
now.
But
I had to go.
the fact is that
Thanks
here
so
is the
much, Trinidad
reality.
and Tobago. I had to go, boy. The appointment calling me. I had to go.
Oh, you had to go. Sorry about
14 minutes past 9 o'clock. Oh, boy,
Yes,
Trinidad and
yes, all
Tobago.
right, okay.
Don't
So
forget
we'll talk
tonight,
tomorrow. We'll talk
Corridor
tomorrow.
Transformation. Yours truly, Lennox Smith. Until tomorrow morning, please, God, same time, same place. Yours truly, the Pitbull of Radio, on behalf of the Gong Report team. We are out of here. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Yes, indeed. Quite a lot.
Bang, 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 bang.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.